Hi, I'm designer Jen Gallacher. Welcome to another Memories Made scrapbooking process video. Today I'm going to make an 8.5 by 11 inch layout using this Swiss cross pattern paper from Bella Boulevard. It has diagonally striped blue markings or a pattern on the other side. And I did use part of this paper on last week's Memories Made video, so be sure to check it out. To start the layout, I cut the 12 by 12 paper down to 8.5 by 11. And then I pre-printed my journaling onto some white cardstock, to which I cut it down a little bit. And you can see that it could easily fit in the center. However, I'm going to off-center it. You can see there's still adhesive on the back. The technique that I use is I print out my journaling on just regular printer paper, and then I place the cardstock on top, and then I can just easily run it through my printer again. Now we're going to add some photo corners in black to the right sides of the layout. And this just helps anchor that journaling. Plus, because it's that bold color, it's just nice and kind of darker and in your face just a little bit. Then we're going to add some strips of pattern paper. And it's from a couple different companies. I have some from Echo Park Paper, and this is from their Petticoats collection. And I'll just cut these bottoms so that they have a triangle cut from them. This is also from that same kit, and I'll be sure to link you to the kit as well as the individual papers and the supplies below that are listed on the YouTube video description. This is what the patterns look like on the other side. If you like these papers, I suggest you get 2 of them. That way you're not cutting through a pattern that you like. And then one of the pattern papers that kind of anchored all the colors on this page is this tassel paper from Crate Paper. We'll go ahead and add a triangle to the bottom of this as well. Before we adhere these to our page, I'm going to take some twine. I'll link you to some different options. This is just crochet twine. You could use baker's twine, you could use ribbon, whatever you like. I wrap it around several times, and we can tie it into a bow. Again, the supplies are listed below, and you're welcome to shop them. They are affiliate links, so that you can find exactly what you're looking for. Now that we have all the strips ready to go, we can adhere them to the page, starting with the pink one. I'm just using a dot runner adhesive. And we're going to stick it right at the tippy top edge of the page. We'll stick the green one down, and I pre-cut the lengths of these so that they would all end up in a different place on the page, meaning they don't all come to the bottom of the page. Now this particular page is very bold in color, and to help keep the concentration of the eye and color on the pattern papers and embellishments that I've chosen, I'm going to work with black and white photos today. And I changed them to black and white in my photo editing program, but you could easily do this if you upload your photos to a photo processing place like Persnickety Prints or Costco or Walmart. One of the things that's been trending a lot lately is gold, and I went to the American Crafts warehouse sale, and they had lots of these gold doilies on sale. These are especially popular at Christmas time. But I stocked up on probably about 4 different packages, so I have about 100 of these. Because gold is such a hot trend right now, I figured that I would more than use them. And they're nice big size. So we'll stick that a little bit down on the page. And then above this, I took a die cut, and from gold foil paper, I die cut 2 little gold leaves. And to adhere these, you can either use a glue pen or a dot runner. I'm going to use a glue pen. And I'm just going to paint the adhesive right on the back. This gives me a little bit more control. I have the chisel tip, but I also recommend the fine tip as well. And you just want to make sure that you don't cover any words in the journaling so that they can read the journaling. Now my journaling talks about things, messages to myself. Things I want to know about myself or remember, and I will include the journaling in the video description as well, so you can read that in case you can't read it while I'm filming the video. But from time to time I do try and do layouts about myself, And it's a good way to kind of reflect and remind yourself that you have value and that you're important. Now, I have been hoarding this cute little fuchsia pink gold foiled circle element from Studio Calico for a long time. I'm not even sure that it is available. So a couple of options. You could cut or punch a black and white circle and then layer it on top of some fuchsia pink pattern paper if you wanted this same look. If you have the Mink machine, you can also print out the elements on this specialized printer and then run it through the Mink if you want the gold foil. But again, this is one that I've had for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I love creating clusters of circles, especially ones that have the doily, and then I can use the frame. So it just creates this nice look on my page. And then when you are layering things on top of each other, just make sure that the main part of your photo still shows. Then here at the bottom, we're going to add some additional photos, and I'm going to frame them in a couple of different chipboard frames from Crepe Paper. There are also some from Simple Stories that I'll link you to in the video description below. The reason why I use these is the gray color appears in the tassel paper, and then this one has the gold foil. I'm just going to add some adhesive on the back. You could use liquid adhesive or double-sided sticky tape. And I've pre-cut my photos. If you are printing with a photo processing place, then you'll want to trim down your photos to fit inside the frames. And what you want to do is when you're using a frame that is small, like this particular one is, then you want to pick a photo that has a person that's far in the distance, because that'll make it a lot easier to trim out an image to fit within that particular frame. Again, I printed these at home, so that was really, really easy to do. You can use double-sided sticky tape for this step, or you could use glue dots, depending on how thick your particular frames are. Either way will work. And I'm going to overlap them on top of each other. So if you find that you don't like the way the frame kind of bends towards the bottom, so it kind of goes down, you can use a pop dot on each corner to hold that up so it's about the same level as how it fits on the chipboard. So that's just a trick I use if you kind of like that shadowed effect. Then we're going to bring in some sequins, and I love these sequins that already have the adhesive on them. And we're just going to do a whole bunch of them just to create the texture. And I'm finding sometimes that adhesive comes off, but the thing I love about sequins is they fit perfectly on small glue dots. Just create, basically what we're doing is we're just creating a random texture, and we'll do some here at the top on top of this gray frame as well. Let's create some eye-catching texture, so it's kind of a tone-on-tone texture, and I'm just doing a random pattern. Fill in where you see the holes. So you almost can't see it. Your eye almost doesn't notice it, but it creates such a great look on a page like this. Just kind of fills in some of that space. And I may add some more. I may play with this a little bit until I get the spacing just how I want it. And then you could also come back in with some enamel dots. And you could place these on top of the sequins, just some of the sequins, for just a little bit more color. So these are some fuchsia ones from Doodlebug. But again, you can just play around until you get the placement how you want and the color distribution how you want. So you can see how I added just 3 dots above and 3 dots below just for some additional color. Now we're going to add a title, and this was done with a manual die cut. It says document. This is from Heidi Swap. Now it does require the use of a manual die cut machine, such as the Cuttlebug or Sizzix Big Shot. To adhere it to my page, I'm going to use a glue pen, and I'm just painting along the edge of this die cut. Now I die cut the title from a yellow basil cardstock. You could also die cut it from the gold foil, but sometimes I find the foil makes a title hard to read. So one way you can kind of cheat is to use a yellow. It's in the same tone as the gold you've been using. We're just going to place that right along the bottom of that frame. And because the die cut is thin, you can create a curve in a circle with the die cut. So as long as you don't push it too much, you can curve that title right along the outside of that fuchsia pink frame. So here you have a layout that uses a lot of gold elements as well as some black and white to help rest the eye a little bit. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on my scrapbooking process videos. I also offer card videos as well as a weekly vlog. For additional inspiration and to shop my classes, be sure to visit jengallacher.com.